Hi there, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and today I've got a product review. This is the Perfect Align tool from Auzz Trinklets N Krafts, one of my favourite Australian craft stores. So full disclosure, Neha did send me this tool to share with you, and I have been using it for a little while now just to make sure that it's something that I liked and that it worked well for me before I shared it with you. So this is the Perfect Align set. It is a set of 10 90-degree angle corner guides, and it's going to help align matted layers for our cards and scrapbook layouts, but you can also use these in other ways. And basically it takes the guesswork out of centering a panel. So let's get to and have a play with this product. The sizes are actually etched into the acrylic. So this is a 1/2 inch, and Neha's also got her shop name written on them. You might also notice when you get them, I wasn't really sure, it looked like it was a little bit cloudy, the acrylic, but they have mine still had the plastic on. So if they don't look nice and clear like this one here, I just found I could remove it's obviously a manufacturing plastic, off the product, and it was on both the back and the front of mine. Now obviously it's not going to affect how you use it, so if it doesn't bother you, you could leave it on. Look at this tiny one here, that's awesome. Okay, so if you're anything like me, typically I'm often recreating the same size rectangle matting on the front of my cards. There's always a few certain go-to sizes for me that I keep going back to. So what I've done recently is I've actually started using nesting rectangle dies to just take the guesswork out of it, and then I know it's going to be cut exactly in a rectangle to fit my A2 card. So you do not have to have a nesting die to use with the Align tools. You just need to know the sizes to cut the cardstock that are going to fit with the Align tool. And I actually die cut these out, but there is a guide, and I'll link at the store, but if you scroll down, Neha's got a guide for the size of the cardstock to the size of the tool that you're going to need. So you can simply just cut out the piece of cardstock to the size. So this is 2 3/4 by 4 inches, and then I know I'm going to need the 3/4 inch Perfect Align tool to fit on my card front. I've got A2, basic A2 card size here, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then so basically I know that if I sit that in there, that's going to be perfectly aligned. There's a few ways that you can do this. You can actually use the Align tool themselves to help bridge your cards. So what I mean by that is you can sit the Align tool down, one of the ones that you won't need, and then you can put your card into place butting up against the tool itself. The tool is 1/8 of an inch thick, so it has got some good sturdiness to it. And then I can actually put the next Align tool in, the one that I do want to use, and this is the 3/4 of an inch one. So I know that I need a piece of cardstock 2 3/4 by 4 inches. The MISTI tool is actually a really cool tool for this as well, because it already has the edge to butt the Align tool up against. So say I've got my card panel here cut 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. All I need to do is get the 3/8 of an inch Align tool, pop that into place on top of my A2 card front, and then add the glue to the back of my panel, and then pop that in place, and then I know that's going to be centered. But you can actually take this another step further. So say I want to actually align another layer, and I've got the 5/8. Once I've adhered that, I can actually grab the next layer and then pop that in place, and that's going to layer up. Now I have tested this with adding dimension as well. Right, so let's do a practice run. I've got an A2 card base. I'm going to sit it inside my MISTI, and I have a piece of cardstock here. It's cut 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So I know that I need the 1/2 inch alignment tool. I can just pop that into place. And then you just need to add the adhesive to the back of your panel, slip it into place, and then press it down. How cool is that? I like it. Okay, so I'm going to take it a step further. I've got a piece of fun foam I've added to my cardstock now, and I'm just going to hold the card in place with the perfect align tool, and then just adhere that onto the card front. The other thing I've been doing is, if I can't be bothered measuring the size of the panel that I'm going to be using, I'm simply just looking at the tools themselves and kind of think that I might pick up the right one, but obviously that's not going to be right. So I know I need a bit bigger tools, and then I'll go to the next one. So it is really easy to work out which size you need. One of the things I've found that I've actually been using these tools for is to help align sentiments, as well as even like die cut letters. I'll either do it within my MISTI, or even just hold along the edge of a card, and then if I've got my sentiment, I know exactly where I want it, I can pop it up and I know it's going to be straight. So it works really well in the MISTI too, to help line up your sentiments to make sure they're straight. You can just hold it against the edge and set the sentiment on there. I would probably use my bigger MISTI tool because it gives me a little bit more room to move around, but you can see how handy this is. I have also used it for if I've done die cut letters, and then I can sit them against the tool and make sure that they're nice and straight as well. I would recommend actually creating your own reference guide like I have here with my panels, but you could also just write out a list of each of the sizes of the align tool and what size cardstock you need to cut, and you could keep that in the actual packaging. The tools are very easy to use, especially if you have trouble lining up and matting on a card. You will find them invaluable. Thanks so much, Neha from Auzz Trinklets N Krafts, for sharing this with me and allowing me to share it with you. Bye.